Hi, I'm Shannon from houseimprovements.com, and today I want to give you a little tour of my job site trailer. We've had a few requests over the past little while, so we thought this would be a good time to shoot the video. So basically the trailer is a 14 by 7 foot V-nose trailer, cargo trailer. I've got the ramp door, I've got a side door, power jack, all that kind of fun stuff. But the real heart of everything that there is inside the trailer. So like I said, I've got this ramp door, which makes it easy for wheeling in. A lot of my toolboxes are on wheels and stuff like that. Even has this accessory so you can get down nice and close if you can't hop over that little thing there. Come on inside. So, I mean, seems like these days every contractor has a trailer, so everybody's got things set up a little bit differently, and we're probably all tweaking things as we go every year too. So basically my setup's been pretty similar. I had a different trailer before this one, and my setup was really pretty much the same other than this trailer being a V-nose. So it's fully lined on the inside with plywood. Which is nice because it gives me lots of availability to screw and mount things to the wall. And they hold well as if it's something heavy, I can actually find the studs, the steel studs in the trailer, steel tubing, and mount right to those if I need to. So in my setup along the driver's side here, I've just got some basic storage here. This is usually where I'd have my rolling toolboxes, that sort of stuff, kind of set up out of the way. I've got a set of plastic sawhorses just hanging, ready to go. Then I've got my 3-foot aluminum sawhorses, my little 2-stepper, all that kind of stuff that I use all the time. Basically everything you see in here is what I leave in here all the time. Up top I've got a shelf that's nice and high and out of the way, but yet gives me the room to slide in these different boxes. I've got a grinder, jigsaw, recip saw, that's my hammer drill. So that kind of stuff just stays up there. There's a little lip on the front here so it can't come off. The odd time if I'm driving like a maniac, I'll come in here and find one up like that, but I've never actually had one fly off there yet. I'll knock on wood on that one. My table saw, portable table saw. When I originally got this saw, I actually had it sitting folded down, but sitting in its normal position. And I found it wanted to roll around a bit, and it took up just too much space. So I put a pad against the wall so I don't mark the top. Took the fence off it, or the guide I should say off it, and I found if I strapped it to the wall just like that, it's nice and tucked out of the way, and yet it's handy enough to get at. My 30-inch to 7-foot levels, I have all just strapped right here on this gable of this cupboard. This little bungee cord keeps them there from flying all over the place, and I like that system. They're pretty safe there as far as damage, and they're really tucked out of the way. So as I move further ahead, I've kind of got the bulk of the tools and that I carry all the time, over the axle and ahead of the axle of the trailer to help distribute the weight a little better. Up top, I used to have this as just an open shelf, just like that. And I've got drop cloths and moving blankets and that sort of thing up there. My fence and guide for the table saws up there. But I was finding stuff was coming off of there, so then I decided to just put this little flip down door up there to just kind of keep things contained. As far as storage, just simple doors. Again, most of this stuff is just built with what I had kicking around. Just simple doors. Got a little bit of drill bit storage there, and all kinds of nailers, my vac. This is just my little portable vac. My big vac I'll just throw in here on the jobs I need it. Got some screw storage here, nails, driver bits, stuff like that. And then I also built in a few drawers for all the little things you kind of need from day to day that is nice to have tucked away somewhere that they aren't just rolling all over the place loose. So just little bits of storage all over. And then because I've got these rolling drawers, instead of putting a lock or something on every one of the drawers, I just made it so that once the doors are closed and latched here, the doors, the drawers can't fly open. I have at times forgot to lock this and get where I'm going, and the drawers are standing out. I haven't had one fall out on me yet, but I have had them open. So same thing up here. This one doesn't have any drawers or anything. I've just got shelf, and I've got different items just stashed in here. A couple radios, lights, planer, little air blower dealy. Back in here I've got dust masks, first aid kit, circular saw, those sorts of things. Everything kind of has a place, although that changes from time to time. As I change tools, I've sometimes got to rework how I've got things organized. Down below in these open shelves, I've got storage for miscellaneous. Sometimes some of this stuff changes from job to job, but usually this shelf I've got some of my cordless tools in there. Usually there'd be a bag in there with my cordless drivers and impacts and stuff in it. And then down below there's some heavier items. There's pails of screws and boxes of nails back there. I've got this big container here all full of caulking and silicones and that. Gas nailers, those sorts of things. So as stuff kind of gets heavier, I make sure it's sitting down on the floor. This shelf here, I made it so it will slide out. It just makes it easier to get this saw in and out instead of having to bend in underneath here. In all honesty, half the time I don't take the time to actually slide it out like I designed it to do, but it does slide out that way. Up in behind there I have a few little spots where I can hang some clamps and stuff back in there where they're out of the way. And then below that on the floor again, so this is my compound miter saw slider, and then I've got just a smaller just compound saw. It's just lighter. Sometimes you don't need that big bulky one, and small compressor and hose and that sort of stuff. And I'm not sure if you can see right down back here, but this trailer is also set up so I can plug a 120 volt cord to the outside, which powers up that plug-in, which in turn I have a battery tender plugged into that and a 12 volt battery under here, so it'll trickle charge to keep my battery up. That runs my power jack and my ceiling lights, LED lights that I have on the ceiling, so just gives me some power. And then I've also got the the trailer isn't plugged in, that's why, but I've got this power bar brought out here where I can plug in chargers or whatever I want. It's a little easier to get at. So that's that part. If we swing around here a little bit, you can see over in this corner, because of the V-nose, there's some goofy shapes up here, and it took me a little bit of thinking to figure out how to utilize this area the best. My last trailer was a flat nose, so I didn't have this issue, but basically this little corner here, I just made some bins where I can stand all kinds of stuff in there. I got sledgehammers, pieces of pipe, I've got these mixers and T-squares and brooms and all kinds of stuff in there. So that's kind of my catch-all for all that miscellaneous stuff. Kind of stays out of the way. My saw for my my stand, I should say, for my big saw. My big compound saw is here strapped to the wall, so I can simply wheel it out down the ramp and set it up wherever I need to. And then along this side of the V-nose, I've just got some hooks and stuff, mostly for cords, hoses, my tool belts, that sort of thing. All sits across this front end. I don't have any real super huge weight up front here. It just takes a little bit of weight off the truck that way. I've seen people build a complete cabinet across the whole front here, but then you get that loaded up with tools, and before you know it, you've got 400 or 500 pounds right on the front of the trailer. So I found this way to be about the best. Then I've got my quick access first aid kit right handy here, right to the door, so it's easy to get at. Fire extinguisher, just a little broom's got stuffed in there, that sort of thing. This particular trailer, and most of them, they've got, obviously a locking side door here. The one feature I liked the best about this trailer when I ordered it, or the option that I got, was this system on the wall here, and you've seen it pretty much on all the walls, although those other two I don't utilize quite as much as this one. I kept this whole wall intentionally open, so when I bring in sheet goods or have a load of cabinets or whatever, I've got one good wall. I can put stuff up there tight, strap it to the wall if I need to. And in this track system that's on here, there's different brands, so I won't mention the brand, but they're all pretty similar. They come with all kinds of accessories that you can clip into the positions on these tracks, and you can see I use ratchet straps usually to strap things to the wall, but they have all kinds of accessories, like this little J hook here. There's even brackets you can put in, so you could go wall to wall with a 2x4. Actually, here's one right here. I'll just step out here and bring it out. So with these track systems, if you had this and you've got another one across the other way, you can actually, they're designed to put a 2x4 in here, and you could throw plywood up here or whatever, you know, you can kind of two-tier the back of your trailer or whatever you want to do. I bought these when I got the trailer. I haven't used them quite so much as I thought I would, but all these other hooks and rings and stuff I've used a lot, so they're really handy. But so that's basically my trailer. Like I said, every one you see is a little different. I've seen lots of them standing open on the street, and they're just rammed full of stuff. I don't know how those guys even function with them, but I try to keep this main stuff you see here in the trailer, and then I add and take away from it depending on the job I'm doing with specialized tools or toolboxes. So that gives you a little bit of insight on how I have my trailer set up. Might give you some ideas on yours if you're trying to do the same thing, or you know, that sort of thing. Just gives you an idea, some insight anyways. So I appreciate you watching. As always, please give us a thumbs up if you liked the video, and do that as well on any of our other videos that you see and like. It helps our ratings a little bit, so if you can do that, that'd be great. And as always, check us out on Facebook. Check out our Patreon campaign as well. Thanks a lot.